Sometimes it's quite nice to even sit on your blanket on a chilly morning. And we'll begin. So we're going to start with the arms resting down by the side, maybe palms upwards, and just closing the eyes. So just feel like you've got that piece of string going through your spine. Really take a moment just to lift out of the lower back, to draw the crown of the head further upwards. And just starting to notice the breath. Really letting everything slow down. Taking a few more breaths, maybe starting to make that breath a little longer. And as you inhale and exhale now, let's just start to draw in that lovely positive energy. I was listening to a lovely podcast yesterday by Bob Proctor, and he was saying how in his cabin where he worked, he had flowers, and those flowers used to just thrive because the energy was always so high in that working space. He was always talking of new projects, his goals, his ambitions, always around like-minded people. And you really notice that in the plants and flowers around him. And it's the same for us. When we're around like-minded people, naturally lifts our energy. We're going to take 2 more breaths. And then just starting to open the eyes, we're going to come round onto our hands and our knees. So just in your own time, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Let's just take a few rounds in cat-cow, so just releasing the back, dropping the belly and then sending the belly to the ceiling as you inhale and exhale. One more round. Coming back into table, we're going to tuck the toes, just start to sit back towards the heels and then lift the knees away from the mat so you're in your downward dog. Maybe taking a pedal, release, maybe a sway of the hips. Pushing back into those heels, spreading the fingers, the palms down to your mat. Let the head go, maybe giving the head a little shake. Letting go of any mental tension, feeling it drop away into the ground. Let's start this day afresh. And then we're going to start to look towards the top of our mat as we walk or step, bringing the feet together once we're there and taking our forward fold. Take a bend into the knees, chest to thigh, and then straighten the legs. Do that 2 more times. Just bend, chest to thigh, and straighten. And then once more. We're going to come up on that inhale, all the way up. Bring the hands to touch. And then exhale to your heart. Let's take that inhale again, bring the arms up. And then exhale, we're going to fold. Take a long spine. And then exhale, fold. We're going to step back with the right leg and drop the knee to the mat, coming into low lunge. And we're going to take a little bit of movement here this morning. So using your breath, you inhale, we fold, we send the hands back, and then we exhale and we can just straighten. So just really moving, there's no set way, however, feels good. Just breathing, moving through that right knee, forward and back, moving into that front leg, forward and back. Just using your own intuition. What does your body need? Maybe it's saying, I just want to hold. And then we take one more breath and we hold into that low lunge, stretching the arms up. We're going to plant the hands inside edge of that left foot. Take the right knee away from the mat now. And again, a little bit of movement. Push forward and back into that right heel. So you're really feeling that stretch down the back of the leg. Take one more movement here. Push back into that right heel. Keep the right hand down and let's send the left arm up. Taking our twist. We're then going to frame our left foot, step into plank pose. Our knees could be on our mat. And we're going to lower all the way down to our mat. Relax the body, relax the arms, the legs, chin is touching the mat. We're going to take an inhale, peel away from the mat like the mat is hot to touch, and then exhale, roll back down. 2 more times, peel away from your mat, and then exhale, roll down. 1 more. Exhale. Bring the hands back under the shoulders. We push up, we tuck the toes, we come into downward facing dog. All the way up. We're going to step the right foot forward, drop the left knee down this time, low lunge, bring the hands high. And then we've got that movement, so we just roll and move. Really, again, whatever feels good. Really use your breath here. Filling the body up with the breath. Maybe even taking a few sighs out of the mouth. 2 more to do. The next one, we bring the arms up, we reach up first, and then we plant the hands inside edge of that right foot. We're taking that left knee away from the mat, and again that movement, just forward and back. Pushing into the toes and then pushing back into that left heel. 2 more. Last one. Keep the left hand down, take the right arm up, reach it up. Plant that right hand, step into your version of plank. And let's lower down to our mat. We're coming up to cobra this time, peeling the shoulders back, and then downward dog, push back. Let's take our step to the top of the mat, feet together and fold. Let's rise tall. Exhale, heart. Take a link into the fingers, send the palms up. Let's move over to our right side, side stretch. And come back to centre. Let's go left. Back to centre, inhale. Exhale, take your fold. We've got our flat back again, top of the mat. Exhale, lower. We're stepping straight back into plank this time. Lower all the way down to your mat. Find your cobra. And then come back into child's pose, sit back. Stretch those arms long, let the forehead come to the mat. Sit back to those heels, release the lower back. Keeping the hands where they are, we're going to roll back down to our mat, bending at our elbows. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, peel back. Let's do that 2 more times, or simply hold our child's pose. slow movement if you're moving. And the exhale brings you back. We're going to do that once more. Taking a walk now towards your knees. Tuck your toes, come up onto the knees. We're going to take that right hand back, maybe drop it down to our right heel, or we could have it on the back of our right thigh. So I'll let you decide. That left arm is reaching up, we're looking up. Now remember, our hand could be on the back of our thigh, just pushing our hips slightly forwards. Drop that left hand, push back up. We're then going to take that left arm back, maybe back of the thigh, maybe the left heel, and that right arm reaches up, opening into the heart space. Drop that right hand, push back up. Relax the toes, fold all the way back down into child's pose, this time arms alongside you, forehead to the mat. Take a little roll side to side like you're massaging into that third eye point. Imagine you're clearing that lens, just as we would maybe a pair of glasses. Just massaging a little left and right. Another breath here. Clearing that natural intuition so it shines bright. From here, reach your arms long back towards the top of your mat. So we're going to come all the way up. Step the hands even further away from you and drop the forehead back down so we're in puppy pose. So we're not sitting back to our heels, we're reaching long with our arms, we're feeling this into our upper back, through the arms and shoulders. Feel like those shoulders are spreading a little further. Soften the toes, another breath here. We're going to step the hands back into that table for 2 more rounds of cat-cow. So dipping into the belly, exhale the spine up. And once more, rolling through the back. Exhaling spine to ceiling. Coming back into table, we tuck the toes, we sit back to the heels, we lift away the knees for downward dog. We're going to take the right leg long, 3-legged dog. And we're going to draw a circle with the right leg. So draw a circle. It can be big, it can be small, but feel like you're really opening into that right hip. One direction. Then take it the other way. That circle, squeezing that glute as you go. Last one. And then you're sending that right leg back. As you send your right leg back, make sure your hips are staying towards your mat. So you're not opening the hip out. We're going to draw that knee in, step to the top of the mat into a high lunge now. Bring the arms up. We hold our high lunge, and just as we did with the dropping the knee down, we lower the arms, and then we inhale back. If we feel wobbly, we drop that back knee down. So inhale up and exhale, take a sigh out of the mouth. Feel like you're really letting anything go. Last one, rolling and reaching back up. Plant the hands again, inside edge of that right foot. This time maybe coming down onto elbows or your yoga block. Don't worry if that right knee comes out a little bit, it's fine. We're holding. Again, you could be taking that little bit of movement of forward and back in that left foot. Feel this deep into the groin, the pelvis. Let's send kindness to that area, that psoas muscle, that muscle of emotion. So take another 2 breaths. If we came down, we come back onto our hands. We're going to open right arm up. You can always drop that back knee if needed. We're framing the right foot, stepping back into our version of plank, lowering down to the mat, cobra, and then finding down dog once again. Realigning everything, spreading fingers, palms flat. We're going to take that left leg back, drawing those circles. They can be small, they can be big. Pointing the toe away and changing direction. Make sure we're not collapsing into the arms. Last circle. And then we send that left leg back. Feel that squeeze in the glutes, hips facing down. We're going to step forward, left foot, arms go high. We're taking that inhale again, that exhale, pushing back. Imagine you're clearing any energy. You're pushing it away with your hands. And as you inhale, you're drawing in that fresh, vital energy. We're going to take 2 more of these. Maybe that exhale out of the mouth. Clearing any stagnation. We bring the arms back up. We plant them down. That option to maybe come onto elbows or your block. And also that option to move a little if you choose, forward and back, or you simply hold. So you decide. I'm going to stay here for a few breaths. Noticing that left side now. 2 more breaths here. We come back onto the hands. It's our left arm now reaching. We're twisting, turning to that bent knee. Left arm long. Planting that left hand, step to plank. Last option of that vinyasa, coming down, or you could be coming back to child's pose. Cobra, and then push back into your child's pose, forehead to the mat. Arms can be long or alongside you. 2 breaths. When you're ready, come back into downward facing dog. We're going to take the right leg back, step it forward, but the leg is straight. So right foot is forward, we step in a little with our left foot, we turn our left foot slightly out. This is where we might want our block as well. We're going to keep our left hand on our mat or our block, and we're going to open with the right arm. So our legs are straight. So that's where your block comes into play, because you can have it at different heights if you need it. It could be quite high. It could be coming into the version like this. Let's take another 2 breaths. We drop the gaze down. We're going to frame our right foot. Again, hands could be on the block, and we're going to fold now to that right leg. If you want to challenge yourself, move your hands away and just hold the back of the leg. as you draw the chest down to your mat. So hands could be on your block, your mat, or the back of the legs as you draw down. Take another breath. And then frame that right foot. We're going to step it back into downward dog. So just realigning your feet, pushing back into your heels. We're going to roll down to our mat in up dog, gazing up, and then we're going to push back into down dog. Once more, roll down to your mat, up dog, hips go down. Exhale, push back, down dog. We're taking that left leg long, three-legged, and then we're stepping that left foot forward, but drawing that right foot in. Remember, legs are straight. We've got our block again if we need it. It's our right hand that's down. It's our left arm that's coming up. You could be looking up at that left hand, maybe twisting a little deeper. We could be keeping our gaze down to our mat. Drop your gaze down now, and that left hand, we start to fold to that left leg. Maybe taking hands behind the back of the leg as we come a little deeper. Maybe keeping hands to the ground. Two more breaths. One more. Getting ready to frame that left foot. Step your hands a little further. We're going to step back, last down dog. Push back into those heels. Drop the hips, up dog. Exhale back, down dog. Once more. Exhale back. Take your right leg long, three-legged. Draw the knee into the chest and over towards the right thumb. We're coming into pigeon pose, left leg back. We come up onto the fingertips, taking that slight back bend. And then exhale, we come down to our mat. You could be making that pillow with the hands and the forehead. You could be taking a little bit of movement again, side to side. And then finding that stillness. One more breath. As you walk your hands back up, let's just sit into that right glute a moment and maybe pull that left heel to your left glute. It's just an option. Could just be having that leg up or you're drawing it in. And then releasing, framing that right knee, stepping back, last down dog. Take whatever movement you need. And then that left leg goes long. We draw the knee in over towards the left thumb. Right leg goes back. We're going to be coming up onto the fingertips, taking that slight back bend, that heart opener, hips are level. And then as you exhale, you're folding down to your mat. Maybe that little bit of movement before you hold. last breath. Rolling back onto the fingertips, we're just going to sit into that left glute, bring that right leg up, maybe draw it in, maybe just keep it where it is. We let go, frame that knee, step back. I did say last stand up, but we've got one more. Push back, and then let your knees go wide, big toes together, child's pose. Forehead to the mat. Two more breaths here. Maybe this pose is feeling a little easier now. Maybe you're sinking a little deeper back. We're taking that walk up. Draw the knees together. Just bring your left hand to the outside edge of your right knee. Take a twist, pull your right arm back. You can always bring your right hand to your lower back as you pull back. You can also do this seated if it's not comfortable to kneel. And the other way, just take that left arm to the lower back, right hand to the outer edge of the right leg. Pull that left shoulder back. Coming back to centre, take your inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to your heart. Just close your eyes for a moment. Feeling that goodness, that energy from your practice. Take an inhale through the nose. And a soft sigh out of the mouth. Two more like this. Taking this moment of gratitude. And taking this moment of honouring yourself, everything about you. And we finish in Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you.